I think Mastercard and Visa, they're just really stopping us from buying what we want, huh? It's getting out of hand, isn't it?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
sucks. Essentially, Mastercard and Visa's payment processor that we talked about last week about basically where they hit Steam has now hit itch.io. And unfortunately
Mm-hmm.
for itch.io, when they get their games delisted, it also removes it from the creators. So the ones who made the game no longer have it in their inventory. And that also makes it the problem because now they can no longer get their payouts.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a big problem, especially if you're a creator at itch.io, hoping that you get paid for the game that you make and that people buy from you. The
Yeah.
thing that's interesting though is itch.io actually went and gave a statement
Yeah,
on the
two of them
entire
recently.
thing. So let me pull that up.
I can tell you
Yeah.
what. So basically, what happened is the first statement was they basically said, "Hey, look, all the games we moved were under the NSF not safe for work banner, and we do apologize for doing that. But there was no way for us to go ahead and do basically go after each game because we don't have enough people, and that's not how the system is set up, and that's why Steam can do it, but we can't." Which is like that's complete BS. The second one was they're working on getting that reversed so they can get some of these games back and they can make people happy and satisfy the payment processor. I also think that they're trying to find a payment processor who does allow 18 plus content.
It's really painful right now because it's like people talk about Stripe and other companies, but the thing about like with Mastercard and Visa, they have been affecting itch.io. They threatened Steam, well, Valve. They've also been ruining other websites like Fansly, OnlyFans, and just any other place that if you find NSW content. And
the problem I have with this though is it goes even deeper than that, Matt. Even deeper.
Well,
the problem with all this is how it started, how it came from, and it also came from a group, an Australian-based group called Collective Shout. Them basically saying, "Hey, there's content out there we don't like. They've been doing this for different things, commercials, everything, pretty much everything. We don't like adult content. We're basically raising a banner saying we're protecting females, but they're really not. They don't care about certain groups, and they have an agenda, and that's basically it." So they reached out to Steam. Steam pretty much was like, "Leave us alone. We know what we're doing. We have categories. We're doing our job." So then they went after credit card processors to put some leverage on them for them to go against other places and say, "Hey, take your stuff down." Apparently, what they're saying now is we didn't approach each to remove stuff. We only want them to remove the stuff that had rape and incest, but because they don't have proper systems in place, they removed everything. Now, the problem I have with this is I don't believe that, because think about that for a second. The ramifications of that. If they're going after adult content, which it's not up to a payment process to tell me what they can and cannot go after. I agree there are certain things that shouldn't exist. Yes. But this goes down more than just that. What about
what
about
it's like I said, I was doing earlier. This is using money to be moral arbiters. It's disgusting because it's like here you are telling another person what they can spend on money as long as it doesn't do harm. I thought that was the basic premise. They break that, and the thing that makes it even more disgusting is like the fact they're pushing this on so many things. As I was going to say earlier, like NSW content. They're pushing this on if you buy OnlyFans, things like that, and it's like, how is it your business what I buy? Like that's just weird. It's like at this point, do I even own my money? This is disgusting. It's disgusting. And like, but
like I mentioned, I don't have a problem with you trying to stop certain things. I get that. Rape and incest games, they shouldn't exist. That's my stand.
Like my think about that is like context, because if that was the case, Mouthwashing is a game that deals with sexual assault and talks about.
And that's my thing. They deal with it exactly. That should not have gotten.
That's the thing. So it's like at that point, these people aren't even being in good faith to believe in the second half of that statement we're getting into. So it's like
there are so many games that got affected that weren't what they were saying, but they got swept under the rug. There are things that were addressing adult themes. And they just like, "Oh, sorry, goodbye." And it's BS because we want this removed. We want it gone. We want it gone. And it's like,
right.
I get the bad, but why wasn't this done properly? And
No,
for
100%.
each IO to go say, hey, we're just going to remove everything because reasons, that's wrong. It's wrong in so many ways.
Right.
So many ways.
And
so many things that were affected that had nothing to do with it. Oh, you deal with adult themes. You're gone.
Right.
Yes.
And I want to say a positive thing about this is like, so basically there has been a big movement on various social medias of people putting like, here's how you call Visa, MasterCard, how you send emails. So
Yes.
Visa, MasterCard has been receiving tons of emails, tons of complaints. They're finally beaten up, and they said you can't do this, and it has been super successful. Like it's like Reddit, Blue Sky. I've seen some on TikTok. I've seen some on Instagram, and they have been successful. They like, here are full phone numbers. Call them, get in queue, drop an email, ruin these people's lives. Jokingly, not ruin, but just straight up complain about it. And now these people like they can't do their jobs, being gummed up. And these are really, really good effects. And I deeply support this. I support this. They tell you to contact Visa. They tell you to contact MasterCard. Contact Stripe. They tell you to contact even other credit people like Squaresoft, others. And I'm like, you know what? This is proper activism. I support this, and I'm okay with this because this is something that disgusts me. Again, at a moral level, because I'm an accountant. I usually don't care about people's money. Some people do, but it's like, if I buy something and it hasn't done any harm, mind your business. As long as the content in it of itself isn't explicitly harmful, like how to make a rocket launcher, I think that's fine.
I don't know about that, but
I mean, you don't want people buying manuals how to make a rocket launcher, okay? I don't think people having rocket launchers are good for society.
The implications of having people be able to make weapons of mass destruction is kind of a problem. I do have a problem.
That's a whole different thing, but yeah, you get the idea. Yeah,
I do have a problem with an organization using their agenda and being so vocal to cause this kind of thing, especially when they're not a part of a government and pretty much they're getting their way, because this is censorship and there's no point, there's no way of showing or telling you
exactly like
where is it going to go.
Yeah, this is the double, like I said, like these people who support this I think should get their teeth kicked in, because it's like, you're telling me that your rights is worth more than mine? Since when? Who are you? Like, in my words, like, who are you?
So check this out. Listen to this. I was thinking about this. I was literally sitting here and talking about this to myself earlier. So say they got away with this, and they pretty much did. So it's up to Visa, MasterCard to roll this shit back. But what happens now? They go, hey, we got this done, so let's go after other things. What if they had a problem with games depicting violence?
Yay!
We can't
give them a little
fighting game anymore. We can't have that anymore. We can't have that anymore. We can't have beat 'em ups anymore. We can't have this depicting any kind of violence against a woman. And I'm not saying that that's right, but this is not real. This is a fighting game. This is animated. We've been doing this shit for decades,
for years. Yeah.
No more. You want to say you don't want this to be a thing anymore? You want that going?
Right. And by the way, by doing this, they also hurt the market. Less people be buying stuff. You're telling a capitalist company to like, yeah, you need to stop this for my moral reasons so you can have less money. Are you stupid? Anywho, like I said,
not to mention the other thing I have against them is you said you only care about one particular gender. It's just one gender. We don't care about. You can do it. You could take a electric screwdriver, ram it up a guy's ass. We don't care. It's fine. We
do the inverse. Yeah, the inverse. Yeah.
No. If you want to do this, you need to cover everything, and that shows you right there that you have an agenda. We don't care about other things. We only care about what we think is the right thing. Again, you're forcing
being
your
the moral
ideology on somebody.
Yeah. And that's the part that like pisses me off, like exceptionally, because it's like you're being moral arbiters, whatever, because people have their own moral systems. What I think some people moral systems worse than others. So let's just call that a fact. But the crappy part about it's like, let me get this straight. You're going to tell people, or try to, or as you're doing, to tell people how to spend their money, the money they earn by working. Who are you? Like, look, man, if a guy jokingly works a 20-hour work shift and he buys Honey Pop, That's his money. I don't really care, man. Honey Pop is whatever, man. I don't know why people look that serious, but it's them, right? Who are you? And I just find it disgusting. I just find the whole thing disgusting. I think it's like I hope the people protesting actively, threw in Mastercard Visa. I hope they get them out of system because it's like I don't understand this very weird moralist, like controlling way to people's incomes. If you want to live a life where you don't drink alcohol or smoke whatever, that's a personal choice. That's called straight edge in some circles. But if you want to live a life where you have certain rules on yourself, where you don't do these certain things, that's you. If you try to make other people do that, that's not happening. That's called authoritarianism. That's it. That's the answer.
Say that last part again, please.
If you try to enforce your rules that you think is good for yourself and people, that's authoritarianism. That's the answer.
Hey, welcome to America.
Yeah.
It's dystopian. Just
I'm from
Bosnia.
Take me to America. You know what I'm saying?